I'm not getting any information. Oh, shit. I'm an idiot. Start streaming. So, hey guys, what's going on? I'm at the Caveman Q&A again, Palo Problem Island, I'm at thecaveman.com, another edition of Mondays with Mike, live stream Q&A, ask me anything, health related. And I've been yelling at the screen for a while now, not realizing that not realizing that I was live. I wasn't actually live. Hey Shoshana, what's up? So I've been hitting like an idiot. I've been talking to myself for everything, thinking I hit start streaming, and I never did. Sorry, guys. So yeah, sorry for the delay. Sorry for the what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry for the not showing up last time. Last week I had a Rangers game. My aunt works at the Garden, got me tickets and everything. So yeah, ended up going to that. But we are back and we are ready to rock tonight. And you know the deal. Ask me anything health related. We get the questions going. Also, though, while I'm waiting for your questions and comments, which will intersperse in between, we'll be talking about a couple different topics and a couple different things. Particularly today, I've got a bunch of questions about things we could talk about. And yeah, one of the things that was asked today was about the medical medium. Oh boy, I've been asked that question a bunch of times by a bunch of different people about what do you think about the medical medium, and gets into a little bit of a squirrely neighborhood. Steph, what's up? How you doing? So let's talk about the medical medium, which, if you saw, once I realized that I wasn't actually streaming before, his little page happened to be up. So, like I was about to say before I realized I wasn't actually streaming, let's go to his page. All right. We have Anthony William. He is the medical medium. And right now, the screen's only partially shown. Let's see if I can expand that a little bit. I should be able to now. Nope. Expand it in. There we go. All right. When Anthony was 4 years old, he shocked his family when he announced at dinner that his symptom-free grandmother had lung cancer. Medical testing soon confirmed his diagnosis. Now, let's be very clear on this. That one right there hits pretty close to home. And for those of you who don't know. But what's interesting about that is my mom seemed to have an idea about my father as well. And what's interesting is that this guy comes into a little bit of a squirrely neighborhood for me, which is partially why I've never actually covered him, in the sense that that is no weird good way of saying this otherwise, but my mom has something that my dad and I used to like to call the spooky foo, where she actually is able to figure some stuff out that just doesn't make sense. And so it's one of those where I definitely have some kind of belief in alternative ideas, but I know from her thing she can't exactly just call upon it. And this guy's trying to claim that if you pay him XYZ dollars, he will tell you what's going on because he's communing with the spirits, and they'll tell him exactly what's wrong with you. And that's not necessarily something I can buy in with. So that being said, she did happen to actually have ideas, like whether it be visions and whatnot. But now we're getting down to a deep rabbit hole that makes me sound crazier than I normally do. So whatever. Back to this knucklehead. So because he diagnosed his grandma with cancer when he was a child, he's been spent his life helping people overcome illness and disease, restoring hope for thousands. He was born with the unique ability to converse with a high-level spirit who provides him with extraordinary, accurate health information that's often far ahead of its time. Now, my question is, who is the spirit that he's talking to? I don't know if anybody actually follows this guy, if you can tell me who the hell he's talking to, because that just seems a little squirrely. You know, is it his guardian angel? Is he talking to God? What's going on? I'd like to know. I'm not reading his book, so we're not going to go that far. Now, that being said, he was 4 years old when he told everybody that grandma had lung cancer. Interesting. Okay, he's helped billionaires and rock stars, professional athletes, best-selling authors, countless other people. I want to know who the hell these billionaires and professional athletes are. Just kidding. So to be clear, I've heard of the guy. People have asked me to do an Ask About the Caveman on him for a long time now, and I've kind of avoided, like I said before. But who the hell is he helping? I've never heard like LeBron be like, "Oh man, yo, if it wasn't for him, I would have never went to Miami. Whatever, not to South. I never would have taken my talents to South Beach." Oh, here we go. Who we got? We have he would far surpass the Thriller album. Here's his Naomi Campbell. Oh, Gwyneth Paltrow, Naomi Campbell. Oh, okay, and that's why he's famous. Makes sense now. Fair enough. All right, so he actually does have some decent names behind him. So who knows? I mean, especially a lot of like psychic reading type stuff. A lot of it is cold reading, being able to analyze situations and be able to put together patterns. A lot of that is what I do, is intuitive stuff based on patterns that people miss. The difference is that while I believe there's a spiritual aspect out there, there's a metaphysical world out there that maybe we can tap into, I have no delusions of grandeur that I'm able to do so. So, moving past that, yeah, let's talk about the reason why I actually decided to agree to talk about this is I started looking at some of his nonsense, and let's pull it up. This one in particular kind of messed with me, the whole foods that improve breast milk. And I'm just going to take a little bit of a kombucha break real quick. So, foods that improve breast milk. Now, you may or may not know, I actually have a video on that. There is, in fact, an Ask Matt the Caveman on what should you be doing in terms of improving your breast milk quality. And in fact, what I'll do is, before I pull up this Knuckleheads thing, I'll put a card for that right over below. I'll pop it into the stream. What can we do to improve breast milk quality? Bum, bum, bum. Bam. So this actually, it did bug me a little bit because the recommendations, A, that he makes, and B, that he tries to claim are just outright wrong. We'll look at some of the literature on that itself. So now, yeah, if you pop into that top right-hand corner, you'll be able to see the breast milk video. You can take a look at that at some point. Ways that we can improve the quality of our breast milk. So let's go back to Anthony's recommendations because he's the man of the hour right now. And in order to understand the foods that aid in breast milk supply, we must first understand the makeup of breast milk itself. Breast milk is mostly sugar, and on average, it only has 1 to 1.5% protein. Some healthy women have breast milk that contains an even lower percentage of protein at 0.75, while others have 2.5. Now, let's be very clear on this. That is wrong. It is not, in fact, mostly sugar. Now, on a gram for gram basis, yes, there is more sugar than there is fat or protein. However, we have to remember that fat has more calories than sugar does. So let's take a look at what the actual breakdown of breast milk is. If we go over here to PubMed, if we go to this here study, which is, wait for it, the human milk composition, nutrients and bioactive factors. And there's a lot of good fun information in there besides that, but the pertinent one for right now that we're going to look at is the nutritional components of human milk. And we have macronutrient breakdown. And what I will do is I'll be nice. I'll actually zoom this bad boy in a little bit. Let's see. Yep, there we go. Let's pull that over. The macronutrient composition of human milk varies within mothers and across lactation, but is remarkably well conserved across populations despite variations in maternal nutritional status. As shown in Table 1, the mean macronutrient composition of mature-term milk is estimated to be approximately 0.9 to 1.2 grams per deciliter of protein, which he did have that right, I'll give him that. 3.2 to 3.6 grams per deciliter for fat, and 6.7 to 7.8 grams per deciliter of lactose. Now again, he wasn't wrong, per se. What he said was that there's more sugar than there is fat and protein, right? However, if we actually look at or think about it, do some basic math, there are 9 grams per calorie. Okay, there's 9 calories per gram, reversed, for fat. Now, a lot of that is MCTs, which actually is a little bit less. It's about 7.5, 8 grams calories per gram. Whatever, bear with me on this. We'll just call it 9 just for funsies. And then 4 grams calories per gram, we're talking about sugar. So 3.2 to 3.6 gives us a range of about 29 to about 34 calories for fat per deciliter. And if we're talking about sugar at 4 calories per gram, we're looking at roughly about 24 to 32. So lower to roughly about the same of calories when we're talking about fat and sugar. Protein only makes up about 4 calories. So we are looking at pretty much an even split of fat and carbohydrate. So fats and sugars, it's not that sugars are that much more. And the reason why I'm really harping on this is when it gets to his next point after this. So let's look at it. Oh boy, here we go. Oh, sorry, that's his blog. Here we go. Oh, or his about me. Every woman is different. Accurate. Good work. Everyone's body, I was like, it's very low in fat and very high in carbohydrates. Wrong. We just showed you why that's wrong. And in fact, again, I will be nice. If you would like to see if I am wrong, what I will do is I will actually go and let you guys check this one out for yourself. All right. I will go here. I will add it down below into the description. Oh, where's the info and settings? Bam. Here we go, guys. I will add this right down here. And here is your stuff. Oh, hello. Wrong one. Sorry about that. I'm only half an idiot when it comes to technology. You'd think I'd be better at it by now. But yeah, so now if you take a look at the description, you have access to the study that we're looking at right now. You can look at it along with me. Bam. All right. Oh, that's the supplements. We'll talk about that again in a little bit. All right. So back to Anthony's post. Every woman's body is different. It is higher in very low in fat, more very low in protein. But even that, it's relatively a high protein food, all things considered. Because that's 1 gram per deciliter. A deciliter is a tiny, minuscule. It's 1/10 or 1/10 of a liter. Yeah. So a milliliter is a thousandth of a liter. It's a very small unit. All right. So you think of that milliliter as like a drop. Anyway, milliliter is what, 30 drops. So a deciliter would be like a spoon. I don't know. You know what? Let's figure that out. How much volume is 1 deciliter? I'm trying to think of a comparison. I can't think of how to actually visual representation of 1 deciliter. Oh. Screw it. Needless to say, it's not a lot. So 1 gram for each one is a lot. It's enough rambling there. Let's move past that. All right. So moving past my random rambling on deciliter size and how much it actually means. Whatever. Yeah. Okay, back to here. Let's look at that. Moving past that. Everyone's body is different. This is critical to understand because, unfortunately, women are often afraid of a piece of fruit because of what they've been told by well-meaning but misguided health professionals. So when it comes to fruit, we've talked about this before. Generally speaking, can fruit be problematic? Kind of. So there is a lot of fructose, right? That's where fruit comes from. And if you do have liver issues, could be a problem. There are also often types of a lot of glucose. And if you have problems with blood sugar regulation, particularly if you're diabetic, again, fruit may be a problem. If you have allergies to certain foods, latex fruit syndrome, yeah, fruit could be a problem. All of that being said, with the exception of the allergy issue, no one is getting diabetes from eating too much fruit. If you went and replaced all of your crappy carbohydrates, all of your cookies and your cake and everything else with fruit, you're not getting diabetes, all right? No, okay? So the fact of the matter is, fruit is generally going to be okay, provided that's what we're talking about. No one got obese on fruit, all right? Yeah, we agree. You got that one, Anthony. I'll give you that. The reason breast milk is so high in sugar is for the baby's development and growth. Surprised? Yeah, because that's kind of not exactly right. I mean, it is kind of right in the sense that muscles and stuff will be using the sugar. The brain will be using sugar as an energy source. but he's missing some key importance there. The glucose needs to be very high in order to develop the brain of the baby, right? Kind of just said that, my bad. The baby needs more carbohydrates than anything else in order to grow and develop properly, except for fat and cholesterol, which are absolutely crucial to proper brain development, and the reason why breast milk is one of the only sources of MCTs, or medium chain triglycerides, besides coconut oil and palm oil and everything. So we talk about why coconut oil and MCT oils, that are derived from them are so important. Yeah, it's a major part of it. In fact, let's pull that up. Let's take a look real quick and see MCT oil in breast milk. Should have pulled that one up as a study beforehand, but and then CBI, let's pull up PubMed. Medium chain triglyceride formulas in pediatric and allergenic process. Fats constitute the most significant nutritional source of energy. They are proper use by body conditions, a number of complex mechanisms of digestion, absorption, distribution, and metabolism. These mechanisms are facilitated by fats made of medium chain triglycerides. Therefore, they are easy and quick source of energy, etc., 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 etc. The increasingly increased supply of MCTs is particularly important for those with disturbances in digestion, particularly such as bile secretion, classic celiac, short bowel syndrome, inflammatory disease of the intestine, disturbed outflow of lymph, some metabolic disease, and allergies, as well as in prematurely born neonates. Use of preparations containing an additive MCT is limited, especially if they have been used for a longer time. With a larger quantity of MCT in the diet, there is risk of deficiency of other unsaturated fat. The essence, the caloricity of MTC, what the hell? Compared to, what the hell is MTC? Is that a typo? No, maybe not. Compared to long-chain triglycerides is lower. Yeah, it's a typo actually. And formulas with MCT are characterized by higher osmolarity. Not recommended. So there is research out there indicating that maybe you shouldn't do it. Basically, what they're trying to say is that you're going to not have enough of the other unsaturated fatty acid. They're not going to have enough of the unsaturated fatty acids. It might replace it. Now, to be fair, I'm not saying to unilaterally do that. But there you go. So the first one I found, no good. Goes and completely disregards my point. Either way, let's see. Human milk feeding supports adequate growth in infants. So let's try and find one that's not. Actually does. Let's see if they talk about MCT oils in here. MCT. Nope. Medium. Very interesting. Human milk fat is characterized by high contents of palmitic and oleic, and the former heavily concentrated in the 2 position, and the latter in the 3 position of the triglycerides. Fat is the most highly variable macronutrient of milk. Hind milk, defined as the last milk of the feed, may contain 2 to 3 times the concentration of milk fat found in the foremilk, defined as the initial milk of the feed. A study of milk found 71 mothers over a 24-hour period found that milk fat contained a significantly lower in night and morning feedings compared to afternoon or evening feedings. A 25% variation in lipid concentration between mothers may be explained by maternal protein intake. Here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Long-chain fatty acids, long-chain intake in the Western world is skewed towards omega-6. Here we go. Talking about mother. The fatty acid profile of human milk varies in relation to maternal diet. So going back to his recommendation that fat, isn't that important for now. It is very important. It actually changes based on what mom is eating. And because the Western world is skewed towards the omega-6 fatty acids with a suboptimal intake of omega-3 fatty acids, the DHA composition of human milk is particularly low in North American populations. Meaning mom should be A, eating more fish, which it doesn't say, or supplementation should be considered for breastfeeding. And this is what we're talking about. Rather than saying, "Hey, mom, how about you eat right? Right? Go eat some fish. Maybe get a little fish oil in. Probably just eat some fish." No, we should supplement the kid with some DHA. We make sure that they're getting enough. All right. Concentration in lactose in milk is the least variable of the micronutrients, but higher concentrations of lactose are found in mothers producing high quantities of milk. The other significant carbohydrate in milk are the oligosaccharides, which comprise approximately 1 gram per deciliter, depending on the stage of lactation and the maternal genetic factors. They are among the most non-nutritive bioactive factors discussed below. What's interesting, though, about those oligosaccharides, the fact they're the most non-nutritive, the fact that studies from 2013 might actually indicate why that's saying that it might be the case. However, the fact of the matter is, oligosaccharides, if you're familiar with, we've talked about FODMAPs before, they are a type of fermentable sugar. What do? They feed, wait for it, the microbiome. So we've talked before about the importance of breast milk in terms of establishing the neonatal. So yeah, the child. So neonatal is the word I was looking for. The neonatal microbiome, the child's microbiome upon birth. The mother is a major part of that, and a major part of it, besides the actual vaginal transmission after birth, going through the canal, provides some part of it. Breast milk, breastfeeding afterwards, and those oligosaccharides, which are the most non-nutritive. Yes, they don't provide calories, but they are incredibly important bioactive components. All right, let's see something else real quick. Very, very interesting. Yeah, I definitely should have pulled up something on the MCTs beforehand, mostly because I know I've seen literature on it in terms of actual composition. But whatever, we'll come back to that some other point. High proportions in coconut oil. Let's see, coconut oil. For example, palm oil and no medium traces, whereas fatty acids are present in high proportions in coconut oil. MCT. Whatever. Incorporated with traditional management of newborn infants. Meh, whatever. Not important. Let's go back to this guy. The reason I'm passionate about sharing this information is the mothers are sadly given the wrong information every day. Women are told to eat more protein and more fat, but too much protein and fat will actually decrease your supply of breast milk. That is incorrect. High protein, low carb diets are actually bad for breast milk production and bad for babies. So, Anthony, just a quick, what generally plays a major role in the production of breast milk? Generally speaking, hormonal release, right? And those hormones, what do we need to produce hormones? Fat and cholesterol. What are most neurotransmitters and other chemical mediators created of? Protein, amino acids. Okay, so yeah, let's just keep going. Let's keep going. Anyway, they're bad for babies. Can't tell you how many mothers I've worked with who had very low breast milk supply, and they got their milk. And guys, feel free to jump in at any point. I don't have to just ramble at you. Yeah. Can't tell you how many mothers I have worked with who had very low breast milk supply, and they got their milk back by eating potatoes. If you don't eat enough carbohydrates while pregnant, the baby won't be getting what the baby truly needs. Now, to be fair, if you are someone who has a healthy microbiota, eating those carbohydrates actually will help to feed those. And if you help to proliferate, particularly resistant starch, if you're eating cooked and cool potatoes, you might actually have an ability to help your microbiome, in which case that would go and help the baby's microbiome and maybe stretch. Give you a little bit there. Maybe. It is essential to focus on good carbohydrates while pregnant and breastfeeding. Focus on potatoes, especially non-sweet potatoes. Why? Okay. Why? Okay. like Russet or Yukon Gold. If you're going to eat grains, I do like the fact that he said if you're going to. So again, I really don't know much about what the hell he recommends because I haven't looked much into it, but I do like the whole if. Enjoy the highest quality grains like millet and quinoa. And I know for a fact that quinoa, A, tastes like shit. And B, is a pseudo grain. Millet, I don't know. I forgot if it falls under the pseudo grain category. Let's find out. Is millet a pseudo grain or is it a grain? Yep, millet is along with amaranth, buckwheat, and quinoa a pseudo grain. So, sorry, it's not a grain. Now, again, to be fair, what you're trying to say is that go with the high quality grains, which are again pseudo grains. Tomato, tomato, whatever. If you are going to eat animal protein, yes, if you're going to eat it, don't let it completely dominate the diet. Try to make sure for other healthy options, such as important healthy carbohydrates. Did we beat that? Do we really need more of that? Yeah? Don't let it stop you from eating lots of fruits and potatoes. Some women are very lucky and don't have problems with breast milk supply, even if they eat a very unhealthy diet that's low in carbohydrates. This is because they already have a strong storage of glucose in their liver. But this is becoming less and less common. Really. Really. The Western diet is becoming less common to be predominated by carbohydrates. Seriously. Now, to be fair, a lot of places, or rather, let's be clear, a lot of people can do well on a higher carbohydrate diet. Everybody is bio-individual, whether it be between the genetics, the epigenetics, the bacteria in your gut, your microbiome. We talk about that all the damn time. Yeah, people will thrive better on high fat. People will thrive better on high carbohydrate. It's true. But telling pregnant women not to eat fat and to make sure they get all their carbohydrates in is not good, Anthony. Not good. Try not to be afraid of fruit. Because we had to say that again. I highly recommend you reading the chapter in my book, The Medical Medium, titled Fruit Fear, if you are concerned about the sugar in fruit. It's important to know that gestational diabetes does not occur from eating fruit or potatoes. Damn, I actually said that already, so we do agree on something. It's, again, fruit's not going to be the cause. Can it be a contributing factor once it already happened? Yeah. Yeah, I know, Steph. Exactly. I saw this one and I was just like, no. But the whole yikes at his advice. I know. I looked at a couple others like quickly. I just hopped on his blog real quick. If anybody knows of any other ones that you want to look through real quick, we can do that too. But I just saw this and I'm just like, yeah. Titled Fruit Fear if you're concerned about the sugar in fruit. It's important to know. Oh, we said that right. It occurs from putting cheese on that potato or eating ice cream, which is a bad fat and bad sugar combined. Now, to be fair, there is something to be said in people who are metabolically broken in terms of combining a high fat and high sugar. It's not the one meal that's going to do it, though. It's if you have an excess caloric intake, an overload of fat and carbohydrate. The other addendum onto that is that it's super easy to overeat. The neuroregulation of appetite is a lot harder when you combine fat, sugar, and salt. And if we're talking about putting cheese on a potato, we're probably adding salt to that too. So we are getting a nice whack of sugar, fat, and salt, and that's why it tastes so damn good. If you saute it up in like the steak grease, we're adding umami to that too. We're getting some savory into that. Maybe throw a little vinegar, get an acidic in there, and then shit gets real. So, no, putting the cheese on a potato is not going to give you diabetes. No. Now, if all you're eating is that from eating ice cream, which again is a bad fat and sugar combination, if you're eating ice cream every night, you're absolutely right. Probably will give you some diabetes if you are a pregnant woman. Possibly. Just don't eat ice cream every night. Just probably Anyway, I feel like we've talked about that before. I also explain the combination of too much fat and sugar or one meal can lead to insulin resistance and diabetes in my book, Medical Medium, because, of course, in case you didn't click through on the link about 3 sentences before, click through now. Now, I'm all for shameless plugs, but seriously, dude, is one linked to Amazon and the other's linked to Barnes and Noble? What? I'm not clicking on it, so screw off. I'm not gonna give you the click through. But the true cause of polycystic ovarian syndrome. This one should be fun. I know quite a few people with this, so hopefully they're on right now. If they're not, whatever. The medical science and research are unaware. They're unaware, but the psychic, he knows that the true cause of PCOS is the Epstein-Barr virus infection. This is something I heard about talk about in great detail in my book, The Thyroid Healing. Women with PCOS are usually told to eat lots of eggs, while the advice is given by all medical communities these days regarding PCOS. Unfortunately, it is the worst possible advice for someone who has PCOS. As I explained in Thyroid Healing, eggs feed Epstein-Barr, which in turn worsens PCOS. So, sadly enough, I actually had a PCOS thing open before, and let's be very clear on something. PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, refers to a condition. There are a number of different potential presentations. Syndrome generally means that. It means these are a collection of symptoms. We don't have We don't have a fucking clue what is causing it. However, what is a syndrome? It's these collection of syndromes, these collection of symptoms, and it's this thing. That's the thing that it causes. And one of the most common presentations of PCOS is insulin resistance. Basically, people start going through diabetes, essentially. Another major one are hormonal issues, and they go through like a second puberty type kind of thing where they get a lot of acne, there's female pattern hair loss, and a whole bunch of fun stuff like that. But seriously, Epstein-Barr. Let's see if there's any research. Let's see if there's anything about this. PCOS, Epstein-Barr. Huh. Look at that. Let's see. And, that's the true cause. NCBI. When we look here, missing, PCOS, Epstein-Barr virus, and autoimmune disease. Missing, PCOS, Epstein-Barr. Missing, PCOS. 1993, look for release of Epstein-Barr virus. Oh, we might hit something. The molecular basis of aromatase deficiency in adult female with sexual infantilism and polycystic ovaries. This is a case report. It's a case report. It's 18-year-old with a 46XX female with ambiguous external genitalia at birth, primary amenorrhea, and sexual infantilism and polycystic ovaries. So we are talking about a poor girl who was intersex. She had genetic defects, she had mutations, had ambiguous external genitalia. And let's see where PCOS comes into this party. It doesn't! Look at that! Oh, I'm retarded. Sorry, it says it in the freaking title. That's my fault. Polycystic ovarian. Sorry. Well, I meant to say, let's see where Epstein-Barr comes in. Okay. Polyclonal Epstein-Barr. Epstein. There is a study by Miller that it references. And oh, this is the abstract. Okay, to be fair. Let's see, complete article. Let's see. Epstein, including blood was collecting from normal subjects, the patient and her mother, and genomic DNA was abstracted from Epstein-Barr transformed lymphocytes. So we have one study so far that talks about Epstein-Barr in a case report in an intersex girl who had polycystic ovaries. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Epstein-Barr is ahead. So Epstein-Barr can lead to irritable bowel syndrome, followed by Hashimoto's a few years after. So we have Isabella Wentz. Now, Isabella Wentz, I actually do respect when it comes to thyroid health. Now, she actually does talk about Epstein-Barr and Hashimoto's. And honestly, I do actually have a client who does have Epstein-Barr and severe thyroid issues. But do I think that it is going to be it is going to be the end cause of PCOS? And if we look here in Isabella's, so actually, you know what? Yeah, let's see what Isabella has to say. Isabella Wentz, Epstein, or let's say PCOS first. Let's start there. Oh, sorry, Isabella, spelled your name wrong. Hashimoto's, PCOS, Epstein-Barr. So he's got his new book, which, in case you guys missed it, hold on, wait. Thyroid Healing, in case you missed it. And that Epstein-Barr is the new cause of PCOS, which the literature, again, does not say. But he's got his new book coming out, telling you that that's the cause. And in case you missed it the first time, he plugs it a second time, 3 sentences later. And yeah, Isabella Wentz, who probably is one of the foremost thyroid experts that you're going to want to look into, does mention how it's linked to Hashimoto's. She does also mention that PCOS and Hashimoto's have very similar protocols. That being said, because again, both have thyroid components, and Epstein-Barr definitely is. To say that the Epstein-Barr virus is the cause of PCOS and that egg. Oh, sorry. Yes, sorry. The Epstein-Barr is the cause of PCOS, and that eggs are going to feed Epstein-Barr is asinine. It's just ridiculous. For women, it's critical to focus on healing the Epstein-Barr infection with the foods and supplements I share in Thyroid Healing. Supplements: Hawaiian spirulina, barley grass juice extract. What else? Innate response prenatal. In case, again, lots of shameless plugs. Now, again, nothing wrong with that, but, yeah. Moving forward, if this is the first time you're hearing information about eating enough carbohydrates while pregnant, or that you can restrain your reproductive system in order to conceive, it's mixed message. Oh, I did see that. This is gonna be fun. Hold on, I have to come back to that in a second. I think I figured something out though. This whole double post of everything, the shameless plug double post concept. Pretty sure it's an SEO trick. I think the way he's writing these is, or whoever's writing it for him, because realistically, he's probably not actually writing it. He's got 3 million followers on Facebook, and billionaires write to him, and Gwyneth Paltrow comes to him and stuff. At this point, he's probably not doing much writing himself. But that being said, his SEO writer is writing sentences such that search terms are going to pick them up. Medical science and research are unaware the true cause of PCOS is an Epstein-Barr virus infection. Each of those are good. I think it's Boolean string is what you would use the right term. I know what a Boolean string is, but I don't know if that's the right term for SEOs. I guess that is. Like I said, above my pay grade. Either way, these sentences are structured, and the whole repeated carbohydrate to keep it such that it's going to target it in. So he's good. His copywriting's good. I give him props there. It's probably why he has all that. But oh no, this is awesome. Hold on. What to avoid with pregnancy? He said he was talking about how women are told not to get pregnant, and they tell themselves they don't want to get pregnant. Sensitivities don't pregnant. They don't want to get pregnant. So that you can go. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is it. Difficulty getting pregnant. Medical community. Are you aware that Andy K is here? Is this whore? Andy Kishore, are you aware that SpongeBob SquarePants did a caveman, aka Cave Sponge episode? I am not. Could you link to it? Send me over the video down in the comments. I will go and check it out. But medical communities are now in the habit of blaming pregnancy issues on the thyroid. But we have to know and remember the truth. There is an underlying issue affecting the health of pregnant women, and it's not the thyroid. As I share in my book, Life-Changing Foods, the Epstein-Barr virus is often the result of, wait for it, the Epstein-Barr virus. So that's what this knucklehead's pushing, is big Epstein-Barr virus push. I know many women who weren't able to get pregnant, but after working with the information I have shared to lower the Epstein-Barr viral load, they were soon able to become pregnant. There is so much information about their thyroid health today that is leading women to believe their thyroid can prevent them. But this just isn't true, and this new trend isn't helping women to truly understand their bodies or even their thyroid. You and your loved ones need to know the truth, and what that's really about, and what I like to share in my next Fuck the Thyroid Healing, and there it is. This guy, he's good. I need to start taking notes, because clearly he's better at this than I am. That episode I'm referring to is the cave-dwelling sponge. You know what? Let's pull it up real quick. Let's go for funsies. Cave-dwelling sponge. Huh. Oh, you know what? I have seen that. I've seen memes for that. I haven't seen that show, but I have definitely seen that meme used. Caveman SpongeBob. I like it. But okay, back to this knucklehead. Epstein-Barr. I'm starting to pick up a trend on him. And it's a smart move. Okay, so regardless of whether his spooky food works and regardless of what it is he's looking up, a lot of people have problems with their thyroid. A lot of people have immune dysregulation and latent, underscored microbial infections, whether it be Epstein-Barr, whether it be Lyme, whether it be a number of different things, whether it be mold infection. Chronic mold is a major problem, which I can tell you personally. But the fact of the matter is, simply slapping everything on Epstein-Barr. It's kind of like back in the 90s, it was Candida. My dad, he was getting into natural medicine, in the 90s, and everything was Candida. And Candida is huge. It's a major issue. Is it everything? No. There's so many other things that could be going on. I'm more focused and more concerned about the overall health of your microbiome as a whole, and not just individual bacteria, viruses, or yeast. Or fungi in general, because yeast or mold, whatever. Anyway, I'm not necessarily concerned about that. I'd rather just make sure that everything's on point. Now, can we go and culture different things to try and target a little bit better? Sure. But we've talked about before the HPT, the HPA, and the HPG axes, which are the hypothalamus pituitaries, the HP. Then we have the thyroid, the adrenals, and the gonads are the three at the bottom of that. So 1, 2 affects 1, 2, 3. And so all of them send back negative feedback loops, which can go and affect them moving forward. So super important that you actually go and focus on your body as a whole, making sure that, you focus on that kind of segue off to the side for a second there. What you want to focus on is making sure that you take care of your body. Taking care of your gut takes away a lot of the other stress. Takes care of a lot of... I'm meandering. My brain kind of fried for a second there. That's my fault. Focusing on your gut will help you to focus on the inflammation that can in turn cause stress. The stress can affect your adrenals. Now, other things, diet and other lifestyle factors can affect your reproductive hormone production, affect your gonads. Other things like Epstein-Barr or other conditions can affect your thyroid. So each one can throw off the other two. Finding what the causative factor for you can help you to redirect where we're going. That's why I was trying to go with that. So if we're talking about the gut, if we're talking about it being an immune dysregulation, resulted from a certain condition, then yeah, you're going to want to focus on that. If it's an overstress condition, it's your adrenals that are throwing everything off, you're going to want to focus on that. If it is a reproductive hormone thing, whether it just be something regarding hormones you're taking, whether it be anabolic androgenic steroids, whether it be birth control, whether it be that time of your life that your hormone production is changing, whether it be puberty or menopause, etc., etc., etc. Figure out what is causing one to set off the cascade of dominoes that's throwing off the other sets. Because generally speaking, most people are having the issue. So, kind of like going back to what I said in the beginning, the cold reading techniques that a lot of psychics and mediums that don't try and provide medical advice, which it's incredible he can get away using the term medical medium. Like, licensed nutritionists can't say cure or treat any of that stuff. And he's the medical medium? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, moving past that. It's just a little sore point. The whole cold reading idea, the whole idea of being able to predict what's wrong with you based on certain things, and everything falls back to the Epstein-Barr virus and to your thyroid. Slapping it on the thyroid is a relatively safe bet. People could probably work on their thyroid and fix a lot of issues because of the interconnection between the adrenals and the reproductive hormones. So it's not the Epstein-Barr virus in everybody is the point. Just like it's not Lyme in everybody. It's like it's not Candida in everybody. It's like it's not every other damn thing. It could be different ones in each person. And it could have a different etiology in the beginning. So he has a good scam going here. It's a very good scam in terms of being able to decide, let's fix the thyroid because of Epstein-Barr. And most of the protocols that he's going to use to fix Epstein-Barr are probably going to fix the underlying pathologies either way. Sneaky guy. Sneaky guy. This isn't true, and the new trend is helping women truly understand their bodies or even their thyroid. You and your loved ones need to know the truth about what's really happening with your thyroid, and that's what I share in my book, Thyroid Healing, because he had to plug it again. Some women are unable to get pregnant. It's a mystery because the reproductive system seems to be working with order with no problems. Found by the doctor. Hold on. So he goes there. No viral issue at all. Birth control pills. That's the hormonal pill. It's a mindset. Here we go. This is the fun part. Birth control, the pill, is not just a hormonal pill. It is a mindset. It's like a mantra that a woman who doesn't want to get pregnant says over and over in her head. Even if she doesn't realize it. I don't want to get pregnant. God forbid if I ever get pregnant. I hope I'm not pregnant. It's not a good time in my life right now to get pregnant. These are just a few of the examples of mantras that are common. There are endless possible mantras because of complicated relationships and situations. Someone could be like in a relationship that they don't feel is ready for a child to be brought into, or they may feel they need to focus primarily on their career for a while longer before having a baby. Women who are not ready to have children have these mantras on repeat, even if it's in the back of their mind, nestled in there on autopilot. Their partner may also have it on repeat. This trains the reproductive system to be underactive, meaning it's running on low battery. Let me just finish this. Women are mentally telling their reproductive systems month after month and year after year to never get pregnant. Okay, so let's be clear. Your brain can absolutely send off stress signals, and I did just get done telling you how stress can, in fact, destroy your reproductive hormone status. And your thyroid can, in fact, destroy your reproductive status. But are we really going to go with the argument that women who really don't want to get pregnant aren't going to get pregnant just because they don't want to? It's not just the hormones. No, it's not the hormones. It's not just the hormones. It's the mantra. It's the mantra. That's what's stopping them from getting pregnant. Yeah. And this, guys, it's not the spooky foo that makes him crazy. It doesn't help his case, but it's not the spooky foo that makes him crazy. There could definitely be some kind of metaphysical concept out there. Whatever. I know that's an unpopular opinion in today's world, but I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of woo in the sense of that's what I'm going to base everything on, but there could be something there. Who the spirit is that he's talking to is a whole. Again. And there's definitely a concept of, he's blaming Epstein-Barr. That could be something related to the chronic inflammatory response syndrome, of which Epstein-Barr, Lyme, mold, etc. are a component. But we're really going to go with the brain is saying, I don't want to get pregnant, so I'm not going to get pregnant. No! That right there. Crap like that. Saying that I'm not going to get pregnant. No, besides the fact that you're already going to kill the kid after he's born because you're just going to sugar load mom and don't give him any fat and protein because that's going to be bad. No animal protein, no fats because who needs a brain, right? Not that important, right? Not for a human. It's not our distinguishing characteristic from other animals. No, of course, no. Well, I mean, one of them. The primary, most important distinguishing characteristic from other animals. Who gives a shit about your brain? No. Don't eat any fat. You gotta make sure to keep low fat. Who needs functioning liver enzymes? Who needs functioning muscles, for that matter? So, protein, forget that. You don't need that either. Or neurotransmitters. Who needs functional neurotransmitters? Right, so the fat and the protein that one makes up the brain and the tissue. The other helps to transmit that information. Who needs that? Nope, just need the energy system. All right. Then suddenly one day a woman is ready to conceive, but her reproductive system has been trained to switch off for so long that it needs some time to charge up. Woman is ready to conceive, must now focus on firing her reproductive system back up and changing her program. You can create a new mantra to tell yourself, it's time to get pregnant. Drinking plenty of raspberry leaf tea every single day, even 6 to 8 cups a day, can be extremely helpful for women who want to get her reproductive system in the best shape possible. That's the answer. Raspberry tea. Now, here's the thing. I actually did do a video on what are some of your best bets for getting pregnant as well. So what I'm actually going to do is I'll put the whole pregnancy playlist in there. You can take a look at that if you like, because we were focusing so hard on pregnancy. And we actually, funny enough, I have a number of the things we talked about today. How do I get pregnant? How do I have the best pregnancy? How to improve pregnancy? How do I improve breast milk quality? Alternative to birth control for PCOS. So most of the things that we talked about today, I have a whole playlist on that. So you know what we're going to do. I'll just link you to the whole damn thing. Let's get the link to this bad boy right here. I would think that will be it right there. Let's add a new card. Boom. We'll add it right here. To playlist or channel. Oh yeah, duh. I can just do that directly from here. Women's health and pregnancy. Damn. So we're going to add that down and below, or up top. So if you click on the right-hand corner, up over here, I think it's the right. Probably not. That's the right for you guys, right? If you click over there, you'll be able to see the live stream card. You'll be able to see a card that'll be live stream card. You'll see a card that will tell you all about what you want to see regarding your pregnancy and health-related issues. All right. So, moving on. Let's see. Let's just, and again, guys, let's slap on some other questions here. I'm getting tired of this guy. Because if I don't get any other questions, I'm definitely going to call it after I'm done rambling a little more on this guy. But raspberry tea. Again, if you actually want to see what's a good bet to get pregnant, go check out the playlist I put up top on the right-hand corner. All right. And moving forward. Very helpful to take long walks and tell your reproductive system, I'm sorry I told you not to get pregnant, but now it's time I need you. It's time to get on board. You need to reboot your ovaries and uterus and turn it all back on. You can even try this exercise. When you go to bed at night, pretend you're plugging a wire into your reproductive system and charging it up. Good Lord. In the same way you charge your phone at night. Every night, put your hand on your reproductive system for half an hour and visualize light filling the area. Ask the angel of fertility out loud to put light into your womb. You can read more about this in the healing exercise in my book that is, wait for it, Life-Changing Foods. I know you've probably done a video on Candida, and I will check it out, but good anti-Candida supplements, especially in my situation after a year of antibiotics. Yeah. Already taking Megaspore, I took Loricidin the other day and puked after. I wonder if it was very strong die-off, also taking caprylic acid. Yeah, so most fungal-related issues, I would lean towards... Now, side note, are we talking overgrowth Candida? Like, yeah, assuming so. I do have a video on... SIFO, small intestinal fungal overgrowth, and a lot of it would be the same. Fungal are kind of the same concept. The Megaspore would help with crowding things out. The Loricidin, caprylic acid, both antifungal activity. I'm a big fan of grapefruit seed extract for fungal infections. I feel like that'd be a good idea. Yeah, and I will actually link to that bad boy as well. So that way you can pull up that one. Let's see. Definitely systemic candida. I do have antibodies for it. Yeah, so I would lean towards grapefruit seed extract. That would be your best bet, I would say. Candida. MCT, grapefruit seed. Yeah. And I'll link to both of those. I'll put them both in the description, as well as put cards up for them. Actually, I'll just put the cards up first. Favorable blend, yeah, some contain citric. I personally, I like Nutribiotic. I generally just run to what's the word? Vitamin Shop. Vitamin Shop is generally my go-to that I like. I have, yeah, links to Nutribiotic as well in the grapefruit seed video. So what I'm going to do is put the card up for that. Oh, I went and X'd out the card option. Oh no, I didn't hear this. So yeah, so if you go click on the top right-hand corner, you will be able to find the grapefruit seed extract video. I'll also put links down in the description afterwards. I'll remember to do that later. That way I don't waste too much more time here. But for now, yeah, Nutribiotics always a good bet. I generally just go and grab the grapefruit seed extract, Vitamin Shop, house brand. That's usually a good bet. Not enabled. Starting September 27th, you need to join the YouTube Partner Program. Oh boy. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna have to go and look into that, see if I can actually add my approved website, be a partner program, and see if I can get back into the program. That's gonna be fun. Sorry, so I think there was an option for a link now for cards, so you can link to a actual thing. That'd be cool. Probably can't do it, but hey, whatever. So yeah, grapefruit seed extract would be the first bet I would look at. Other things, well, oregano has some antifungal activity. I might consider that, but I know you've just been, in your case specifically, you've just been through a series course that you mentioned that you just got off the year of antibiotics. So I would more so focus on rebuilding rather than trying to continue to kill it off with natural ones. Yeah. So moving past all that, let's just try and finish up with this knucklehead because he's just. Ugh. If you've been telling your body not to get pregnant over and over, even if it's been on for a decade or more for many women, there's hope to turn it around. You can tell your reproductive system to charge back up and get on board. You can tell it you're ready now. I've watched women become pregnant from doing this exercise. I shared with them countless times over the decades. Now, let's pull a little bit of postmodernism out. Let's Frankfurt School this bitch up, and let's deconstruct this. All right, Derrida, here you go. Deconstructing that statement. He's watched women become pregnant from doing this exercise. Where did he watch them? Does he videotape his clients? Does he go into the room with them? Is he getting them pregnant? How does he watch these women get pregnant? Nah, I'm sure he means that. He's just trying to. I'm sure he's trying to just say that he went and verified that they got pregnant after they tried the exercise. But how does he know for sure that they went exercise and then now I'm pregnant? And besides the fact that, dude, just stop. Now, again, clearly he's doing something right. I'm doing something wrong because Gwyneth Paltrow's calling him up and he's got 3 million followers on Facebook. But just stop believing bullshit like this. I'm all for positive affirmation. In fact, if you look at my shirt here, I am, in fact, optimistic as fuck. But the fact of the matter is, telling your vagina that it's time, or your uterus, really, you know what I mean. Well, your ovaries chopping your whatever. Telling your body it's time, your ovaries that it's time to get pregnant. No, it doesn't work like that. I'm sorry. It's a very straightforward way that you get pregnant. There's definitely reproductive issues behind it, but positive affirmation is not the way that you do it. No, I'm sorry. That's enough of this guy. I'm done. I'm done with the medical medium. That's a lie. One last damn thing. His supplement list, and this goes back to what I was saying before, was the fact that the products that he has here are, in fact, beneficial, and that's probably why people who listen to his protocols are likely to possibly see some success. 5-HTP if you have sleep issues. 5-MTHFR if you have the 5-MTHFR mutation. Methylfolate is a good idea. Pure Encapsulations, Thorn Research are both brands that I recommend in across the board. Those are both quality brands. Adrenal Health, it's from Gaia Herbs. I'm assuming it's some type of blend of adaptogenic herbs. I've seen it before. I can't tell off the top of my head what it is. I'm too lazy. I'm not just too lazy. I'm not clicking through on his Amazon affiliate link. Not going to happen. Aloe vera gel, good for the gut lining. Okay, I like aloe juice, similar concept. Good help, and if you have constipation, good idea. Alpha lipoic acid, good for the brain and for mitochondrial function. Ashwagandha, good for your adrenals. Both the capsules and the tincture. One's Gaia herbs, the other one's Nature's Bounty, it looks like. Astragalus, another adaptogenic herb. B12 can be beneficial, especially if you're following a damn vegan diet like this guy wants you to do. B12, methylcobalamin, excellent choice. Most of the time it's cyanocobalamin, which is a cyanide attached to the cobalamin. Methyl, good idea. Bacopa, it's a brain, it's a nootropic kind of. Barley grass juice, whatever, probably not going to be too problematic. B complex can be pretty good. Bladder not too familiar with that, but sure, probably not too bad. Bronchial wellness, Gaia herbs, again, generally pretty good. Butterbur, I want to say Butterbur is inflammation related, but I'm not sure off the top. I know that at one point, but not sure off the top of my head. California Poppy and Cat's Claw are both mild sedatives and helping to relax. Good stuff. Again, good companies. Chaga, I like Chaga a lot, and all the medicinal mushrooms, cordyceps down there, same thing. Chromium picolinate, if you have issues with blood sugar regulation, can be a great idea. PKU, also, interestingly enough, Chromium can be excellent. Cilantro, CoQ10, great for your heart, especially if you're on statins, or if you're on red rice yeast, which I'm assuming he's probably going to tell you to take down below because cholesterol is bad for you, right? You need your CoQ10 then. Cranberry for UTIs, excellent. Curcumin is turmeric, definitely a good idea. D3, toxidine iodine is probably mineral iodine, good idea for a lot of people. D-mannose for infections, digestive gold, probably systemic enzyme, or at the very least, is that enzymatica? Yep, so it's digestive enzymes. Echinacea golden seal, that's a berberine echinacea blend, which I do have to do an echinacea video now that I think about it. Echinacea supreme, echinacea golden seal again, elderberry, those are all good immune boosters. Energy vitality, ester C, so vitamin C, garlic, gas and bloating, ginger supreme, ginkgo, glutathione, golden seal, grapeseed extract, Hawaiian spirulina, hawthorn berry, hawthorn supreme, holy basil. I did a video on that one too. Iron, kava, more sedatives, kidney, UTI, lauricidin. We talked about it before. Look at that. Lemon balm, more sedative, more relaxive. L-glutamine, it's going to help with your gut lining and joints and everything else, and a whole bunch of other factors. But licorice root, great for your gut lining, good for the adrenals to an extent. Liposomal C, some more vitamin C. Liquid hope, what the hell what that is, I don't want to know. It's probably decent based on everything else. Liver supports, probably more milk thistle, lobelia, excellent for colds. Lomadium, I'm not too sure. But again, just going through all of this. Jet MSM powder, good idea. Going through Malayans, good Malayan garlic eardrops, that's a good eardrops for ear infections. More mitochondrial support. Olive leaf, omegas. Everything that he's recommending for the most part in terms of supplemental are excellent ideas. Protein powders, he's looking at hemps, probably can go a little bit away, but it is what it is. Sammy, Shishandra berry, that's cool. I'll go with that. Seaweed, selenium. Selenium super important for the thyroid. I'm sure that's a major part of his thyroid protocol. Serrapeptase, that is a systemic enzyme, and it's found in Fibrenza as well. It is a very powerful one. Silica, which apparently has roles in modulating amino acids, which I was talking to Michael Roslin earlier from Rebel Health, who's one of my partners now, and we talked about that earlier, how potentially it can help to regulate that, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, so silica, and I think we talked about that too with Fiji water, I think it is, has the silica in it. I don't know. I've heard some good things in passing. I did it on a live stream recently. Someone brought up about silica. I think it was maybe Jody. We were talking about that earlier at one point. I have to do more research on that. Silver, colloidal silver, I like it a lot. Skullcap, sound sleep. A lot of these are things I had in my elixir drink that I was making for a little bit. 8 different types of turmeric, valerian, more sleep and relaxation. So yeah, the guy, he put together an excellent list of products to supplement with it. And he also says to avoid grains. So a lot of what he's saying is a heavy plant-based diet, avoiding all the animal stuff. If you are focusing on a real food diet, which I'm sure is what the rest of what he's saying is doing, then yes, if you were to take a real food diet and you took a lot of these things, then yeah, you're probably going to end up being a lot healthier. And that's why he has a following. If you listen to a lot of things he's saying, you're probably going to do it. It's more the asinine nature of the I was told by the spirit, whoever the hell that guy was, and it's all the Epstein-Barr virus. It's a mix of spooky foo and woo, and it kind of just gets into a really squirrely neighborhood. And when you compare that with the veganism, or at the very least, it's a plant-based diet, then it gets to be a problem. So, long and the short, medical medium, piss off, no. I'll take any last questions. Other than that, though, guys, you know the deal. Like and subscribe down below. Share it with your friends, please. Everything that helps. I'll put down in the description links to the shirts and all the other things you can find. They asked about the caveman t-shirts. I need to work on some new designs on that. Other than that, though, guys, Nah, I was gonna wait. That was a very awkward pause there for a second. Yeah, other than that, oh, duh, that's what I knew there was something else I wanted to say. Other than that, guys, keep your eyes posted. The fire cream will be coming soon. Dun dun dun. All right, guys. I think that's about enough ranting and raving about that knucklehead. Steph, you had some other great questions. I appreciate that. But guys, love you. You know the deal. Like, subscribe. Yep, all the regulars. I do hope to get back to doing the regular videos soon, but other than that, for now, that's the plan. All right, guys. Talk to you later, and yeah.